you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerida Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Well, what can I tell you? It is one of those Mondays when I'm like, what? busyness overwhelms me. I'm busy, me busy. Just busy like that, just busy so. Man, oh man, oh man. I was like a running hen today. 5:31 p.m. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm literally operating on about 4 hours sleep. And I was up like a bird and busy, and here I am running in just for you. Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Monday. Good afternoon to you. I'm your host, producer, and presenter, Lady D Denise Gomez. Welcome to Inside the Zone with Lady D, the community platform where information is guaranteed. And I guarantee you that I'm maxed out. How was your weekend? Where did you go? You know, we're slowly opening up now. What did you do? I was busy doing what I do. It is 5:32 p.m. Hashtag host Lady D. Hashtag ITZ Community Live. Hashtag Inside the Zone. Lady D Denise Gomez on Instagram, Lady D Denise Gomez on my personal Facebook page, Inside the Zone. That's my business page on Facebook. It is a Monday drive today, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Where are you walking right now? Where are you? Who are you talking to? What you doing? I'm curious. Snoopy, being Snoopy today. What you up to? What you doing? 5:33 p.m. Yes, I'm raring and ready to go. It is Monday, June 15, 2020. The show is brought to you by Corey's Eats, 3762 Boston Road, and Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. Give them a call, give them a call. Let them know you've been hearing their business is advertised here on my show. 914-600-4228. And if you'd like to watch me live on the YouTube channel, Inside the Zone. Inside the Zone, I'm wearing my red top today with my natural hair. Hi to all the natural looking people, those with natural hair. You haven't done one thing to it. We wash it, put a little moisturizer, and we just do what we do and we're gone. Yeah. 5:34 p.m. I have a show for you. Hey to all the people from across the Caribbean and the world. The Monday beat, it's Jazz Monday today. Yeah, Jazz Monday on the show. It is what? The third Monday? Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. Dawn Reed, courtesy of Profile, host Faye Ellington on TVJ, that's Television Jamaica. I like featuring my Jamaican people. You know, we're smart, some of us smart, some of us not so smart, but we all good. And what is smart, really? I mean, my smart is not your smart, right? Somebody must be saying, Lord, Lady D, I'm smart like you, or you're smarter than me, or you can't catch me, Lady D. So, Jazz Monday today, I have my Jamaica ting. Yeah, my J-A ting. Keeping you in the know at 6 o'clock. Chris Wilby joins me. Let's get the show on the road, 5:36 p.m. You know I am running behind schedule. And I have already apologized. And if I apologize anymore, you'll just say, "Be quiet, Lady D. Don't say another word." Fine, you're late. We understand. You know, because I'm usually here on time. Alrighty, so 5:36 p.m., 914-600-4228. Hello to Eddie F. Eddie, what's up with you? I don't know if the crib got lost, the board drop out, something happened in the crib. I don't know. Want to say hi to my yam lady, to Pat. Pat signed on early. Yep, so want to say hi to Pat, to Gloria, to Donald. I heard Donald's voice on a station one day last week or the week before. And I said, but I have not spoken to Donald in moons, like moons upon moons. But Donald, I hope you're well. If anyone knows where Donald is, tell him I say hello. Okay? I want to say hi to everyone who is tuning in this afternoon and those of you who are online. Welcome to you. Are you ready? It's Jazz Monday. Let's kick it off this way. Yeah, great music on a Monday afternoon, 20 minutes to 6 o'clock. It is Jazz Monday inside of the zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. After a wonderful weekend for some of you, most of us, the work week starts and we're like, Are you celebrating a birthday? It is your birthday. It's your wedding anniversary and you had a baby today. I'm making a statement here. I'm not asking questions. I'm telling you. That's what happened. You met somebody new. You made a friend. Met the love of your life. You never know. 541. (914-600-4228). Hey to all my seniors out there, the young adults, children, everybody, you, and you, good afternoon. Alrighty, on a Monday, I'm always bringing someone that's interesting in the segment Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. I wish I could play the full 25 minutes and 54 seconds in its entirety. Let's see, because, I'm not going to lie. I'm here with you. I'm here. I'm focused, but I'm not going to lie. Today was a difficult day, busy. So just think of me, okay? Think of me and say, Lord, Lady D, I wish I could hold you up, wish I could hold you up. Or something. 914-600-4228. Hello to you. Want to say hi to DJ Linkage, wherever he is. Hey, Dex. Dex and I come in from way back, long time. Want to say hi to Dex. Good afternoon to you. All right, let's start off with Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. Today is Don Reed. He's Jamaican. He's smart, has a story to tell. Let's hear at least a great portion of it.
Performers, entertainers had their start in church, Christmas plays and concerts. Today's guest is no exception. But he chose a rather circuitous route to become a recording artist. The man is really a banker, who in 2008 resuscitated his innate talent as an entertainer. The early years of his life were a real balancing act. Seems that laid the foundation for banking. Banking, balancing accounts, balancing books. Okay, don't get me. Now, bank manager Don Reed can confidently say, I know who I am. This is Profile. I am Faye Ellington. When we get to that point in life when we can say, I know who I am, you've got to a place where you can be confident in yourself. Don Reed, thank you for joining me.
Oh, you're very much welcome, Faye.
I know who I am. That's a short film, as you put it.
Yes.
But who is Don Reed?
Well, Don Reed, as the short film says, is someone that is coming from the annals of humility. Very, very, very humble beginnings, poor even much. Overcome a lot of challenges in my early childhood. Found a career as a banker from 16 years old till now.
Thanks to the National Commercial Bank.
At the biggest and best bank in Jamaica.
And you're still with them?
Oh, yes.
Where are you now?
Well, I manage the 2 branches in St. Mary currently, which are Port Maria and Annatto Bay.
And you were in Kingston at one time, you were in Savannah.
Oh, yes, I've been...
had some very important things to do with banking. But before we continue on banking, let's go back to Don Reed.
Right.
When he was 2 years old, something happened in your life. What happened?
Right. Well, at 2 years old, my mom gave me to a total stranger because of challenges that, domestic-related challenges. It turned out that her new gentleman didn't want to have another man's child raising. So, she, out of necessity, she had to find a stranger who would take me.
How did she find that person?
Apparently, she had a friend who knew of this lady called Miss Louise in Claremont Center, and God bless her soul, who had raised about 3 other children before that were not her own. And they were all successful. So her friend knew about Miss Louise and told her about her, and so they decided to bring me as a baby to Claremont to give to Miss Louise.
You were born in Kingston.
I was born in Kingston.
You had some affiliation with parts of St. Catherine before you went over
Yes,
to St.
Old Harbour, right.
Now, what are your earliest memories of Miss Lou? Miss Louise.
My earliest memories of Miss Lou was this day that I was brought to her.
You remember?
Yes, I have a photographic memory, so I can remember almost in very graphic detail everything that has happened in my life from 2 years old till now. In fact, I'm writing a book, and I have it all stored in the images in my head right now.
Could you go ahead?
Right, but my first memory of her really was that Saturday afternoon, a rainy Saturday afternoon, being handed over to her, in almost naked, with nothing but a plastic bag, a clear plastic bag.
How did she take care of you?
Oh, Miss Lou was awesome. She was an awesome cook. So, I loved her so much. I look forward to all my meals. I mean, she cooked almost for the community, and her business was running the cook shop in the market in Claremont, St. Anne. So she not only cooked, but she also baked. So she had a showcase, we call them a showcase in those days, with gizzards and drops and something that we call cut cake, which is a flat. Oh, you know about cut cake? Cut cake and coconut biscuit. So, and then
jackass
corn, and then on Sundays she would make this sweet potato pudding with what they call fire top, fire bottom, and hallelujah in the middle.
Between.
Of course, on Sunday nights, by Monday morning, because the pudding always slept in my room overnight.
Oh.
So on Monday morning, half of it would have been disappeared because there's always a big rat in the house,
Oh, was that rat gone?
a 2-foot rat.
But so she took care of you, but it was a little challenging. How you get clothes and
it was. Well, Miss Louise had a daughter who lived next door, and her daughter was fairly well off, married to her husband was somebody who was seen in bauxite in those days, so fairly well off. So they had 5 children, one very close in age to me, but bigger in body. So every year I would get whatever khaki he had the year before for school, I would get those. So that's what I would wear the year after he has finished with them. Of course, they were much bigger than me. So everybody knew me as a little boy with the big clothes. So when I'm coming on the breeze, in the pants, you just hear me coming up the street, whop, whop, whop with the breeze. In the pants,
What was life like at Claremont College?
Oh, Claremont College has dear memories for me. I mean, everybody knew my history. It's a small community, but everybody knew me as a little bright boy who was given away. And so when I was going to school, every evening, every afternoon after school, there were some men on the piazzas in Claremont, in the town. And I could not pass without them stopping me and giving me money to read the Star for them.
Oh.
Right? So when I started Claremont College at 6 and 7, I was, big words like encyclopedia and those words and stuff, which they were quite amazed that I could read and spell at that level.
Did Miss Lou assist you with this, reading?
No, it was innate. I spent a lot of time reading. I love to read. So I spent a lot of time reading because I didn't have much entertainment in those days. So, I spent Reader's Digest, Archie, Bob's the Twins, the Hardy Boys. I must have read every single one of those publications in those times. So my vocabulary grew quite a lot.
Were you a good student academically?
Yes, I was somewhat, but I lost my way at some stage in high school in the early years.
Before you reached high school, at Claremont College, you were good there.
Oh yes, I was in spelling bee. I was the champion speller in every grade. And some persons were always trying to compete with me, but I would never have it. I was never going to relinquish my crown in a year at all.
So Miss Lou saw that you went to church.
Right.
Which church was this?
Oh, St. Matthew's Anglican Church.
And that is where some of the performing started?
Oh, that is where I started at very early age, started on stage, singing, always having the lead roles in their performing arts, productions,
Harvest. Remember any of the songs you would do as a child when you're 10 or 9?
Well, I remember the hymns that Miss Lou used to sing, because she used to sing quite a lot. around the house. You know, oh Lord, my God, when I am in awesome wonder.
Oh Lord, my God.
When I'm in awesome
When
wonder.
I'm in awesome wonder. Let me take your community bass.
Yes. You know?
Yeah.
And of course, on Christ is solid rock I stand. Whenever I hear those two hymns, it just melts my heart because it brings me back to Miss Lou going around the house, doing her baking, doing her cooking and singing those songs.
And then when you're at school too, you became a part of festival.
Oh, yes. I remember, as you talk about festival, so in grade 2 at Claremont College, I had the lead role in the festival production that year called Anansi. So I was Anansi. And we won the regional finals. And we came to Kingston for the national finals, and we placed second.
Ah.
I thought we should have won, but
Sorry, go.
But that for me was my earliest venture into the performing arts. Right?
What were the chores you had to do at home?
Oh, chores! My childhood was chores non-stop, and it wasn't ordinary chores. It was quite akin to, back in the days when you really had it, I don't want to say slavery, but quite a lot of arduous chores. So the one I hated the most was beating coffee in a mortar. So Miss Lou used to have all these coffee trees. We used to grow them, ripen them, dry them, pick them, dry them, and then parch them. After they're parched now, you put them into this big mortar, and you'll see the video. And for hours, and you have to grind it until it becomes coffee dust. So that's how the coffee was made. So a lot of people even now ask me, you go to the gym? But no, I don't work out. But from those days of hours and hours of just beating with that heavy mortar stick, built my body and built my physique.
Did you have to pay attention to goats?
Oh yes, I had to. Well, one of the main sources of income that Miss Lou had was raising pigs. So my job was to make sure that pig pen was always clean, the pigs were fed. Not only that, I had to pick up what we call cabbage bush in the market. So that's the persons from St. Elizabeth who brought cabbage to sell. I had to walk and pick up the bush, the excess that they clean out of the cabbages, put them into a big crocus bag, put them on my head, and then go and feed the pigs. Not only cabbage, but banana peel, anything that was in the market.
The boiled banana peel.
Right, so that was part of my job, and all of that without barefooted. I also had to go to the bush to cut wood for fire because we didn't have a stove. What we had was wood fire.
You became well-rounded and fit.
Well-rounded and fit.
Don Reed is my guest. He's a bank manager with the National Commercial Bank. He has worked with them for 28 years. When we come back, we're going to hear about Fern Court High School and what is entertainment life now, because I'm take it on big. We'll be right back. We're hearing about Don Reed and his early life. We've heard about his life as a youngster at Claremont College and with Miss Lou, who was so wonderful to you, to raise you after you were given away when you were 2 years old. You went to Fern Court High School. Is that the school you chose or you were placed there?
No, in those days, Fern Court High School was the school to aspire to because it was in the community. So every child's dream in those days was to go to Claremont College and then to pass your common entrance and head to Fern Court High School.
Who was the principal then?
Miss Sharon Kelly. I think
she was an excellent
easily the best principal to have passed through Fern Court.
What were your years like at Fern Court?
Well, the first years were very rocky. So, I passed, incidentally, I got my birth certificate. I was unregistered up to the night, on the eve of my common entrance. I got my birth certificate. And in fact, the last name that I had now is not my father's last name. It's actually my mother's last name. But I got my birth certificate the night of common entrance at 10 years old, just in time. So I passed my common entrance, went to Fern Court. So at this time, I started to become more aware of myself, wondering what's my identity. All I'm seeing around me is Miss Lou, but I'm not seeing any blood relatives. I'm not seeing no mother, no father. So I started to have all these questions in my head. I would spend days at school under the big tree, just staring in isolation, wondering who I am, who am I? And, so I found acceptance in a friend. I will not withhold his name. And he embraced me. Unfortunately, he was a time waster. So I started to waste time as well. So I didn't really know work in first form. Ended up in those days, they had a system where the brighter students were placed in one class. And then you were grouped according to your work in the previous form for second form. So I ended up in what they call the dunce class. You know, I used to make a joke that the class was so dense that there were 38 of us. I did no exams and came 19th. You know, so apparently they had placed with my last name. That's just the a joke that I used to make. But on the summer after second form ended, the principal expelled my closest friend and called in Miss Louise, because the principal and her used to go to the same church, the St. Matthew's Anglican Church. And she knew of my exploits in performing arts and recitation, so she knew I was not a dunce by any means. She told Miss Lou that, listen, we're going to give Donovan a chance. If he doesn't show any improvement by the Christmas term in third form, he's out. So that was enough for me. In that Christmas term, I came first in almost every subject in my class. So much so that I finished on top of the class for that year and was placed in my class of choice, which was, for fourth form, was the sciences, which was where most of the brightest students had aspired to in fourth form. And that is where I really came into my own. Because in that class, you didn't have much, if any, time wasters. It was very competitive, and it really drove me to lift my performance to a higher standard. So much so that I ended up being on the school's challenge quiz on JBC in those days. Yes. In fact, that was the last quiz held that was moderated by Dennis Hall at the time, when the students were at South. Run for cover! I ended up captaining the Fern Court table tennis team. I was on the science exhibition team that came to Hilton every year. At those days, it was the Wyndham Hotel. I also was on did I say chess?
No.
Yes, I was also on the chess club.
No
in
football?
The chess team.
No,
because when I expressed interest in football and athletics, Miss Lou said, no. I didn't say I go to school. I never said I go to school, go play no football and kick the ball, boy. Dear book. So I lost interest in representing the school in those. But academically, it was where...
When you graduated with most of the sciences.
I graduated in 1991. And incidentally, I need to share this with you. So in the summer, you graduate and then you're waiting on the 6C results. Now I was so nervous. I didn't want to go for my results. But anyway, a friend of mine came and said, listen, I'm going for my results. So now, come, you're not going for yours. I said, boy, no, man, you go ahead. And the friend, forced me. When I reached the foot of the hill, because the school is on a hill, I see all the vendors, about 6 of them, running down the hill to come and hug me up and kiss me. I said, oh, because they all knew Miss Lou, because they were vendors as well. And I said, boy, I'm so proud of you, Donovan. I'm so proud of her. The school was advertising the results. So it ended up that I passed all of my subjects and finished as joint top student at valedictorian, at graduation ceremony.
Everybody needs another chance, eh?
Everybody needs another chance. So that's my success story in terms of Fern Court.
After Fern Court, what happened?
Well, before Fern Court, in the summer of third form, I had a near-death experience. So I was swimming, I went to the beach in Ocherius at 13 years old, went out into the deep, got in difficulties, and was unconscious for about 2 days. Woke up in the hospital, so I spent about a week in the hospital. And the entire community thought that was it, because I was really unconscious. I had taken in so much water that I was unconscious for about 2 days.
Well, your life has been a balancing act.
Right.
You left Fern Court. Did you know what you wanted to do or where you wanted to go?
Yeah, well, when I was firm in my mind that I wanted to become a doctor from a very early age. But why I wanted to become a doctor? Because there was this man in Claremont from an early age, when I was a young boy, he used to give me money. And he said to me, listen, you see, if when you grow up, you don't turn a doctor, I'm going to shoot you. So that is why I wanted to become a doctor. But when I left Fern Court in the summer...
Wow, what a story. Oh, my God. Don Reed, he's manager at NCB, and that's out in the rural parish here. I think it's St. Mary and another branch. But really interesting story. We got about, 17 minutes and something out of 25 minutes. So I gave you a good run. 6 o'clock. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lady D. What's your name? As I promised, it is Jazz Monday. But before then, I have a word from my sponsor.
When you are hungry, come to Kulu Runnings Restaurant. located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx. We specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
That's what I am talking about. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Lady D. How are you?
How to do, Chris Welby?
Yes, man. What a man.
I am here, here, kind of burning a 4-hour run. I got only 4 hours sleep. I got.
The Energizer Bunny, as usual. You just keep going and going and going and going.
Yeah, and I'm on 4 hours sleep. And then today was just one of those, busy moving parts day. How you do? How was your weekend?
I am doing fantastic. I am. Let me just warn you. I am in my studio, and I'm broadcasting live on Facebook right now.
Oh, you are.
So there are certain things I am trying to get used to here.
Oh.
So tell me if you're hearing an echo or a sound or whatever. If I need to turn something down or whatnot, I just want to, just let me know. So let's get that out of the way.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. So you're okay. So you're pulling my stream.
Yes, on my page.
Oh, very nice. Well, I'm tuning in from the laptop, and I'm hearing myself clear, and I'm hearing you as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good.
So.
All righty. America. America busy. America is busy, and for the most part, well, for a greater portion, let me not say for the most part, because we're not all bad people. But, there are some circumstances that have caused us to become concerned, overwhelmingly so.
Yes. Yes.
And, we talk about them, and the moment you think something has been laid to rest, something else just like box you on the other cheek. Want to say hi to my cabbie Mark. I realize that, Mark, something is going on with some of the mobile providers. I couldn't get some people this afternoon, and I guess maybe some people couldn't get me, but I was able to get through and be here. So it's a good day, and we're all right. Yeah, so...
Okay, good.
How is it over your neck of the woods?
We are good, It's a beautiful day today. The temperature was somehow a little bit... We were on the chilly side today for some reason. It was somewhere down in the 60s, But apart from that, we're good, We're enjoying ourselves. Everybody's slowly getting back out of their shell, and we're opening back up, and people doing their thing. So we're good.
Okay, nice. Because it's really beautiful over here today. Absolutely nice. If you can say weather nice, then we'll just say that. It's really, really pretty. You look outside and you say, oh my gosh, the place, it just looked pretty. This nice brightness about the sky and the vegetation you see all around, etc. So we're good. All right, 5 minutes after 6 o'clock. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm not sure, Chris Welby, if I saw anything coming in from you.
You mean?
Yeah, did you send?
Did you check your?
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm telling you, I was on a roll today. I had no time.
Yeah, you did.
No time, but
anyway, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you once again. How are you? How is everybody doing this evening? We are live right here on Caribbean Vibes Radio, and also on Linkage Radio. I was telling my listeners on Facebook Live that we're doing a simulcast this
Sure.
evening.
Oh,
You know, I am in my studio here in Massachusetts, and you're in your studio in New York. But we're linking up and we are making it work.
that's nice. And it sounds good. And we should just do a selfie and post.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm going to send you my selfie. And when you take your selfie, you send it to me, and I'll just do a layout and put it up.
Okay, okay.
We'll just get bossy so. Because we can't help ourselves. Alrighty, so we have, I'm taking my selfie now, so if anybody watching, they can see me. And I'm about to smile. So I take my selfie. Chris, so send me yours.
Yes. Oh, you want me to say? All right, let me take myself in order.
So I just took the selfie.
Let me see if
We're doing everything. People can hear the camaraderie between the two of us.
But of course, why not?
We're not just stiff, so. Okay.
So I'm taking my selfie right now.
Yes, please, and send it to me. Send me selfie. Yes, man. Yes, sir.
I can't. I'm trying to. I'm trying to hold the phone and take the selfie, and it's not.
You're not
All right. See,
Wait,
see if I get a good angle.
You have to extend the arm upwards like that, and do a kind of half smile thing. You hear me? Lordy. And since I have to show off the forehead, right? I was giving my cabby the joke, Mark, that I wrote, something about. He said, so, Miss Gomez, he calls me Miss Gomez. Miss Gomez, why you had to write about yourself? I say it's not today writing about myself. It's just that now I need to go pull in all the writings I've done. And did you read the one I wrote about the Farid?
Yes, sir. Yeah. That was a couple of weeks ago, right?
Right.
Yes. Yes. I saw it.
Okay. Alrighty. So you take your selfie, send it over to me, please. And we are going to talk now about what's going on across. Selfie come in with notification. Check. Right, Chris Wilby.
Yeah, you're cracking me up this evening here.
Lord.
You're cracking me up this evening.
Some people don't really know at my sense of humor. Sometimes people don't think I really have sense of humor. Little would they know. But anyway, let's do this. So I'm gonna put up. Chris, I catch the link here. Look at this one, side by side thing. Save. So now I'm.
So you're putting that up on your page right now.
Yes, please.
I'm heading over to your page right now to find it.
Yes, and then I'm going to send it to you. I'm sending it to you in your WhatsApp, and then you can do your thing. Okay? So
all right, sounds good.
Busy
Sounds good.
with social media. Hello, we have to, we're in this business, you have to promote. So
Of course.
it should come in so you can check. And
See it there?
See
What do you mean?
Aye. Chris Wilby and Lady D.
Boy, you're just glowing like that, eh? Oh Lord of mercy, lady in red. But you make me look like me not try.
No man, you look.
But that's why it will go still enough because you are the woman, so you ought to,
right?
You ought to be shining. You have to outshine me. So nothing is wrong with that.
See,
I love it.
See there. So we set right there now, and then I'm running over to my page and put it up over there, and say Chris Wilby and Lady D, and we're good to go on a Monday afternoon. So Chris
Yes.
Wilby, we have stuff on our mind, and last week we had unfortunate murders of police officers in Jamaica. And I had to say to myself, Donkey said the world no level. Because if in Jamaica, likened to the US, if in Jamaica, police did go shoot up place and what have you, we would hear one hoorah, hoorah. And
Yes.
and now you're hardly hearing anybody. I mean, respectfully, um, public officials and people in certain hierarchical positions, etc., have called into programs there extending their condolences. Not to mention the fact that the force itself is mourning. But locks, you don't even hear, a lot of people kind of saying nothing unless we're not there. So I'm only going by their airwaves, right?
Yes, yes.
And in print and so on. But shucks, so unfortunate. So your take, do you have the article? Because I do have one as well.
Yes, you have one ready with you right now?
Yes, I have one.
You,
This one.
yeah, you can pull up yours and read
Okay.
it.
This was on June 13.
Mm-hmm.
Cop killer cut down, 2 policemen dead, 2 officers in serious condition. And, the photo that they captured, you saw a female and male police officer embracing each other, mourning over it. Because that must be hard.
Yes.
It must be hard. It can't be an easy thing because a lot of times they go out together and they don't go back together. They don't go back to their bases together. So it's tough going. But anyway, we know that as Jamaicans we mourn with them. The man said to be responsible for the brutal gun attack that left 2 policemen dead and 2 others in critical condition in hospital is now dead. The incident occurred during a pre-dawn operation on Friday in Horizon Park, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The gruesome killing of the 2 cops and injuring of 2 others is the worst attack against members of the security forces in recent times. 39-year-old Damian Hamilton was killed by the police in Corville Gardens, Kingston. Sometime yesterday afternoon, he was said to be a deportee. Hamilton was the triggerman in yesterday's deadly shooting of 26-year-old Detective Corporal Dane Biggs and Constable Ricardo Hilton. Superintendent Cleon Clunis and another policeman are in hospital in critical condition. Another cop was injured by the same shooter just before he met his demise. A 9mm pistol was retrieved in the Corville Gardens incident. It is understood that the first incident occurred at about 4:30 a.m. on Friday when members of a police party came under gun attack from a premises on Queens Drive in the Horizon Park community. The bullet-riddled ballistic vests of the policemen were evidence of the serious attack the police came under from a high-powered weapon. An M16 rifle was seized at the location. A Gleaner source said that Hamilton was served in the United States Marine Corps and that he was deployed in the Gulf War. Hamilton has been living at the house on Queens Drive in Horizon Park for the past 3 years and was recruited by an individual from the area to help fight a turf war, a source explained. It was on that basis that the police operation was reportedly planned. Clunis underwent emergency surgery up to late yesterday evening to remove the bullets but remained in critical condition. The police hierarchy, led by Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson, had vowed swift justice, stating that the incident is not going to cause us to step back. Anderson was quick to reject suggestions that the police on the operation were caught off guard, telling reporters there is no indication of that. The wife of the late Corporal Biggs is said to be in a state of shock. A friend of the family told the Gleaner that she is numb, as the couple had only celebrated their 4th wedding anniversary in March. She's not able to speak to the press at the moment. She's not doing well, reported the friend. At the same time, residents in Horizon Park described the sounds of gunshots as the most frightening sound we have heard in our lives. I have lived here for a long time, in fact, more than 20 years, and it's the first time ever hear so much gunshots, one resident said. And of course, we will remind our listeners and viewers, this headline was dated on June 13.
Yes, and continuing at the news, I'm reading here from the Jamaica Observer. This was dated um, today, matter of fact. So, as he lay wounded from the gunman's bullets early Friday morning, Detective Corporal Dane Biggs managed to call his colleagues, but he couldn't get the words out. That is the last memory his team, the intelligence unit for the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF Area 5, has of him. Quote, when the phone was answered, the phone was just open and that was it. End quote. Head of the team, Deputy Superintendent of Police DSP Orlando Lewis, related yesterday. He said the phone was open, which suggested to us that possibly at that time he may have been hit and was trying to reach out. That was basically it. That was it. He repeated as his voice cracked. Biggs, one of two JCF officers murdered during Friday's police operation in Horizon Park, St. Catherine, was under Lewis's command, specializing in intelligence gathering for the force. Lewis said he had last spoken with Biggs the day before, which is Thursday, reminding him about outstanding documents to be submitted for a gang investigation and surveillance training course in which he was scheduled to participate. He was also earmarked to participate in a course being offered by the U.S. That was the last conversation I had with him, was told the Jamaica Observer yesterday. The unit head said while he was aware that Biggs was, quote-unquote, under pressure with a heavy workload, he did not use that to make an excuse for the submission delay. This, he said, was the kind of man the slain cop was. A somber Lewis said Biggs, 32, was impeccable and was a model for professional conduct, attracting admiration from his superiors and peers alike. He said, even before he was recently promoted to sub-officer, he would have demonstrated the sort of leadership that propelled him into the position. He is somebody I, as a manager, would seek advice from in terms of how to treat issues that may come to my knowledge with regards to intelligence. The DSP said Biggs was assigned to the St. Catherine North Police Division, but covered the entire parish at the time of his death because of the ongoing state of public emergency. He said, if I were to come up all over again within the JCF, I would want to replicate his conduct and how he interfaces with people. He takes his job very seriously and also does his job effectively and efficiently. He was certainly someone I recognize as the leader of the team with much promise. He is one I will certainly miss. Biggs and his colleague, 26-year-old Constable Ricardo Hilton, were shot dead during the pre-dawn operation by at least one gunman, while two of his colleagues, including officer in charge of the operation, Superintendent Leon Clunis, were shot and seriously injured. The alleged gunman was shot and killed during a reported confrontation with the police that same day in Corville Gardens, St. Andrew. Hilton, who served 4 years in the force, also operated from the St. Catherine North Police Division. When the Observer contacted his parents yesterday, the couple wept bitterly on the phone, both unable to say much about their only child. "When I wake up from this yet," his father repeated. It was a similar narrative from Biggs' spouse when contacted on Saturday at a press conference from the office of the Prime Minister on Friday, hours after the lawman's demise. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson described the day as a tragedy.
It's really sad. And I mean, from the article that I read, the amount of bullets that went through the vest, there's no way they would have survived. No way they would have survived. You know, I recall years ago when you had, what was our leading policeman who would find everybody?
Renata Adams.
Mr. Adams. There were two incidents, one down in Portmore and one in Crawl in Clarendon. That's a community close to where I grew up. in Clarendon there. And I mean, it was one uproar when the Portmore leg, because they went in and they shot up the guys. And of course, it was returned, right? They were on an operation and they had gone there, and people talk out how they go down there and just kill off the man them and so on. And then there was a crawl incident as well. But we understand, even though you have inappropriate conduct by many officers globally, we're struggling with this. Here is the one in Atlanta. I could hardly watch that press conference this morning because the family broke down with the other guy. What's his name? I have it here. Who was killed.
Yeah.
Right? And we know you do have officers who are just out of control. But for the most part, most of them are dignified people. And when they leave their homes, truth be told, they're not sure they're going back home. They're not going to tell that to their family. They'll hug and kiss and say later, honey, and hug their children if they have any and stuff. But it's really a very dangerous job, because they have to interface with people who they know their modus operandi in the event they're called into a tense situation where they're going to have some face-off with known gunmen, not allegedly in a lot of instances, that they're going to have to fire up and they fire back.
Yep.
So it's sad when we lose someone. It's really...
there are different reactions to the killing of the policemen and the subsequent killing of the gunman.
Mm-hmm.
And it is interesting that we have people who are, I don't know how this would happen, but they were advocating that the police should have brought in the gunman alive. And it is a loss, of quote-unquote intelligence, because the gunman was never brought in alive. So Jamaican police should try, and in situations like these, do everything possible to bring in the gunman alive. But I say to the critics who are of that opinion, what do you want the police officers to do? When the police officers went peacefully to a location to make an arrest and was met with hellfire, killing 2 of their colleagues, seriously injuring 2 others. And then when the officers on the second attempt went to try to apprehend this man, they were still met by more gunfire.
Yes.
How do you suggest that we, quote-unquote, bring in this person who, in my opinion, would rather go down fighting? Because that is exactly what you can see from the action, that this guy was never going to be captured alive. You have some people who are like that. They decide that, hey, listen, I am never going to prison.
Yes, absolutely.
I am taking out a few and I am going down. So for the I call them armchair quarterbacks, you sit in your living room and you make your assessment as to what the police officer should and should not do, while they are literally under fire, under gunfire, and you're telling them. I was kind of upset when I saw some of the comments, stating that the police officers should have brought in, this hooligan, this murderer, alive. I don't care what kind of intelligence he has. That guy needed to be taken out of his misery, and I'm happy that the police officers did that.
All righty. Hello, everybody. 25 minutes after 6 o'clock. Time signal brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant. Have you stopped there recently? I hope so, because I don't want to have to go over to Cooler Runnings and say, hey, has anybody passed by? And they tell me otherwise, because I'm coming with my bus me. You've had the pleasure of meeting Bus Me, Chris?
Yes. Well, not physically, but I've seen it. I've seen it. But
Okay. So
yeah,
I don't want to have to pull up.
and I've seen it in action.
I've had the pleasure, two good slap in my palm.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Sure.
it's funny you mentioned that. I was talking about something to that effect today. We never had the bus me. We just had a leather strap that was placed on top of the cabinet.
Oh.
So,
I had two good slap in my hand, in my palm. He told my principal in primary school because I didn't do my common entrance homework, and is a friend of mine, who was like class sweet boy to teacher. Go report that I didn't do. My neighbor too, go report me that I didn't do the homework. Shucks. Hey, Arlene. Arlene says she's listening. Okay, let me bring you. You know me. I will go off into some story of sorts. But let's get back to the matter of
Miss Lou.
right. I was told to write my memoir. Hello. All right. Atlanta police officer fired after fatally shooting black man Rayshard Brooks. An Atlanta police officer was fired early Sunday following the fatal shooting of a black man, which triggered unrest and news waves of protests in the city. Rayshard Brooks, 27, was fatally shot by police at Wednesday's drive-thru after officials said he resisted arrest and stole an officer's taser. An autopsy found that Brooks suffered 2 gunshot wounds to his back and he died of organ injuries and blood loss, the Fulton County Medical Examiner said on Sunday. The manner of death was listed as a homicide. The fired officer, Garrett Rolfe, was hired by the department in October 2013. A department spokesperson said. Devin Brosnan, another officer at the scene, was placed on administrative duty. Rolfe's firing follows the resignation of the city's police chief, Erica Shields, who left the department just a day after the deadly shooting. Former Assistant Chief Rodney Bryant, who is black, will serve as the city's interim police chief. In a statement, Shields said, and I quote, "I have faith in the mayor, and it is time for the city to move forward and build trust between law enforcement and the communities they serve," end quote. Police said Brooks fell asleep in the Wendy's drive-thru on Friday night and had failed a sobriety test. When police tried to take him into custody, Brooks resisted and stole a taser from an officer, they said. Brooks ran from the officers and at one point aimed the taser at police before the police officer fired his weapon, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation said, citing surveillance video that was released to the public. Quote, "While there may be debate as to whether this was an appropriate use of deadly force, I firmly believe that there is a clear distinction between what you can do and what you should do," end quote. Mayor Keisha Lance Bottom said in a news conference, "I do not believe that this was a justified use of deadly force." Brooks was taken to a local hospital where he died after surgery, officials said. One officer was treated for an injury and discharged from the hospital. L. Chris Stewart, an attorney for Brooks's family, said the officer who killed Brooks should face charges, quote, "black, white, Hispanic, wherever you are," end quote. Stewart said in a news conference, "Are you not tired of seeing cases like this happen?" Stewart said Brooks had planned on taking his 8-year-old daughter skating for her birthday, but never came home. She said she had her birthday dress on. She was waiting for her dad to come pick her up and take her skating, he said Saturday. Brooks has three daughters, ages 1, 2, and 8, and a 13-year-old stepson. Tamika Miller, who was married to Brooks for 8 years, said she dropped to her knees when she heard the news. And it continues. I saw the press conference this morning, and the attorney spoke. The family spoke in tears. Eventually, they just walked out of the room. They just couldn't continue to speak about him. I looked at a video that they captured when the police officer walked up to the driver's side, pat on the window, door open up, and he was very respectful and polite. But you know what I think triggered this thing is the fact that they even asked him to do the sobriety test. You saw him doing it, and he looked a little shaky.
Yes.
And even if he perhaps was just taking a rest in the parking lot because he knew he was not 100%.
Well, Lady D, the thing that
Shucks.
is bothering me, is the fact that he was a person who is not a criminal,
Right.
but yet he was shot and killed by the police. Think about that
And-
for a minute. That is what this man was not in the process of committing a crime at the time when he was shot and killed.
Mm-hmm.
That is how I rationalize the entire thing. He was not in the process of committing a crime. He was not wanted for any crime.
And
Let's process that. But yet, he was shot and killed. And the police need some kind of training how to deal with situations like these instead of it ending in someone losing their life. Okay, he was wrong to be drinking and driving, but the fact is that he wasn't even driving.
he wasn't
He was
driving.
sleeping.
He was sleeping.
Apparently he realized that
Yeah.
he was drunk and decided that he wanted to sleep it off. So he was sleeping it off. And here came the police officers. And it turned up that this man was killed. I cannot wrap my head around that. Whether you are black, white, pink, purple, this should disturb anybody at all.
It was unnecessary.
You know what I mean? And if this man was white, I would have been saying the same exact thing. You should not be killed because you were sleeping in your car.
Right. Because he wasn't driving at the time. When they asked him to step out, he did step out. He was respectful. He was doing what they asked
They
him
were
to do.
talking to him and they were
So I
having a
don't
conversation, and then the police tried to put him in handcuffs.
And for
Now,
what?
why do you want to put him in handcuffs? I mean, why
what?
don't you, seeing that he was sitting in the car and whatnot, why don't you offer to drive him home? Where do you live? Offer to the police. There are certain things that need to change within the police. Well, not everything needs to go to the level where you put people in handcuffs and
Yes.
give them a charge. And you understand what I'm saying? You are escalating the situation. Why not? Okay, he wasn't driving. If he was driving and you stopped him and you decide that, okay, look, we are going to arrest you. He wasn't driving. He was parked. So why not say, okay, boss, you're in no position to drive home. Let us take you home. You know what I mean? The sensitivity is not there. Something is wrong with how the police is trained.
Arlene says that they're angry with themselves because it was totally unnecessary for him to want to put him in a handcuff. And I also believe they were saying, he was saying to them that I think he either has relatives who live nearby, not far away, something.
And he offered to walk.
Man,
So the whole thing doesn't. This man should not have been dead.
No, and the
That
thing
is the
is,
whole fact of the matter. He should not have been dead.
No.
The police are not trained to de-escalate situations. The police in America, they are trained to escalate situations.
yes.
You know, and that is where we need the reform of the police force, so that in situations like these, you do not escalate. He offered to walk home. All right, you're in a position to walk home. I'm not going to allow you to walk home.
me
Come on,
drive you.
let us drive you home and have somebody
Agreed.
come and pick up the car or something like. They take control of the car, and even if he has to pay for the car, for the tow truck to remove the car or something. This is the kind of training that the police
Yes.
need. This is sensible action.
But you
But
know
when
what? You know what? What triggered Richard, I believe, is when they tried to handcuff him. And so he was resisting them. Because I think
Yeah.
right away, psychologically, he's picturing what happened to George and everybody else. And he was resisting. But there
Yes.
was still no need to have him handcuffed. It was not
That's what I am saying. It was not necessary to go that far. It was not necessary. These police here, they, every single thing, they take you and they put you in, they throw you in handcuffs. You know what I mean? You know, they come on a scene and they're investigating something, and the first thing they do is put you in handcuffs as if you're a criminal. The guy was sitting in his car, he was sleeping. And the next thing you know, he ended up, I can't wrap my head around it.
No,
He's
sir.
dead.
And this morning you could see that his wife was just distraught, his relatives, his children, his stepson. And you know,
But Lady D, who wouldn't be? Think about it. Think about it. Any family, you know that your husband, your father, your uncle, you know he is not a criminal. But yet the police shot and killed him. He was asleep, and I can't stop saying that. He was sleeping in his car.
but I think they got a
And
call to
20
say,
minutes later,
yeah,
he was dead.
but I think they got a call,
Shot and killed.
I think it was somebody who called to say they see car out there parked.
Yes, and it's somebody who called, but even if somebody called a lady and said they because people are going to do that, you know, we can't stop people from calling and whatever, but the police need to have that sensitivity training.
Yeah, they need to.
That when you go on a situation like this, you do not escalate it where you are going to have to pull your weapon and fire a shot. No, even okay. I see people commenting that hey, the guy was resisting and he took the officer's stun gun or taser and was aiming it at the police. So that was deadly force. So I am asking the question of people who are saying this was deadly force. I'm asking the question, if this is deadly force, when the police use it on people, and the police using deadly force on a person to subdue them, it's not deadly. Using a taser is not necessarily, it's not deadly force.
Of course.
So the police, if this is deadly force, the police should not be using it on innocent people who they do not intend to kill.
So here we have
Because
another statistic.
if you see it as a threat on your life, somebody with a taser, you first and foremost, you know the distance that a taser can fire. You are a police officer and you are using a taser on a daily basis. You know the distance. And if this guy is not a criminal and he is drunk and he's doing stupid things, you don't have to kill him. There's no way he's going to go far, you know. He's drunk. He's going to be tired in a little bit. He's just going to run down the street. Run him down. And when he gets tired, you're going to capture him. Call for backup. And you surround him and you capture him. He's not a criminal. There is no need. There was absolutely no need for a gun.
Horrible. So we have another statistic on our hands here. Another family. And I had to say to myself, oh my God, even last week when George was being laid to rest, he was alive. And a week later,
And he was seeing what was happening. And, I see these things only happen to that people. I saw another video today where a police officer, a female police officer, was giving the person she was investigating the benefit of the doubt. Black people do not get that benefit, Lady D. She was giving him the benefit of the doubt. One, she approached his vehicle. It was in a very dark alley. She was alone.
Yeah.
And she approached the vehicle. She shined a light. She shined a light in the vehicle. Asked him why he was in this dark area by himself. She said she asked him for identification. He said he didn't have a driver's license. Now that alone would be if that was a black man. The gun would have been out, step out of your vehicle, down on your face, backup is coming, whatnot. Nope. She did not fear for her life. This was a person that was in the dark, Lady D. She approached him all by herself. She did not fear for her life. Ended up that this guy was a criminal. He was wanted. And he ended up giving her a wrong name. She was accepting the wrong name that he gave her. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. And the guy ended up pulling a gun on her. She was crying like a baby for begging him not to shoot her. Because and then backup came and shot the guy and killed him. And I looked at it and I'm like, wow.
Yes, sir.
This guy, a criminal, he was about to kill her because she saw a human being.
Yes.
And she did not feel like he was a threat, even though he was. And in so many situations, we see unarmed black men being killed for stupid things.
Just like that.
And that is what get my blood boiling a lot of times.
914-600-4228. We are wrapping up in 18 minutes. If you'd like to call us, we are here to have the discussion with you. 914-600-4228. Chris will be on the line. Lady D, we took our selfie. We posted our selfies, and we're having a good conversation this afternoon.
Let me just big up some people on my live page. I see, I see Lady D, Denise Gomez on there. I see Charmaine Robinson. Good afternoon to you. Wilby Yvette. Wilby Cherry Berry. Wilby Jennifer Scholl. Wilby On Time. Yoki M. Reed. Andrea Chambers. Beverly Dunn. Shaw Love. Paul Harrison, Shiny Chin Mealy, Elaine Powell, Patrick Vassell, and the list goes on and on. Victor Wilby, Trudy Hartnock, Carol Francis, Simi Simone. Yeah, so a lot of people on my page. Some people just pass through. But I would say Colette Williams, Cleveland Campbell. Yeah, good afternoon to everybody tuning in.
So
welcome.
The roll call continues. Want to say hi to all those who are on 104.5, 101.7, 88.9. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228. It's Inside of the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez, keeping you in the know. That's a segment that is in progress. And Chris Wilby is over at Caribbean Vibes Radio, and we are both staying up today. Chris is on his platform, and I'm on mine. And technology just brought us together. So they're here in...
Oh, amen. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
It is 6:45. Hello to those of you on Chris's page. Hi to those of you on the bandwidth. And those of you who are stopping by on the YouTube channel. There appears to be some problems going on with some of our telephone providers. We can't get each other. Numbers are just ringing without an answer kind of thing. But, we're here. But I know over so. I know over so not experiencing any problems at this time.
Over so no. Over so all right.
Over so, all right. All right, let's run to the phone line and say good afternoon. So who are we saying good afternoon to? Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wilby.
Good afternoon, Madam. How are you doing this afternoon?
No, I'm not bad. Um,
Good.
the police killing, it's very troubling because when they kill a policeman like that, who's gonna take care of them? Who's gonna protect them? Yes, we know that there are things going on and whatever, but that was horrible what they did. That was horrible what they did. You know, I is somebody's child too, and just like how we feel when anything up on the other foot, we are to feel the same.
Yes.
We know that there are people who are coiling with power, but we you know it's somebody's child too.
I agree with you.
So we have to talk. It's not right. It's not right. It's not good. It's terrible. It's terribly, terrible. It's terrible. When I heard the other day, I felt bad. I feel bad for them too because they're human.
Yes.
You know,
I know.
and Lady D, I was listening the first part, the first part of your program with you, and Mr. Wilby taking selfie. And I was enjoying. I was sharing the laugh with you, but you weren't.
Well, we can imagine.
Yes.
We can imagine all the.
And
all the
congrats.
audience.
Let me do it quick because I know you soon have to wrap up now. Congrats to the young man that that you featured with Faye Ellington.
Oh yes, Don Reed.
That you broadcast. Yes. That's a good story, man. That's good. He's, champion.
Yes, humble.
Kudos to him.
Came from his pair is mother. You see, that's something Chris and I.
Yes, he came from two, and he said he was on the done side at one of the time they put him over there, and he managed to master whatever he wants, and
I know he's
that was so wonderful of him.
Great story.
Yes,
one of those success stories. Nice to hear you,
yes,
Maria.
Yes.
Yes, I know you're on. You're going out, almost going out time. So I'm just cutting it quick. Hold on.
Gloria, take
thank
it
you
easy.
very
Thank
much
you.
again,
All right,
both of you.
All right, blessings.
All right, God bless.
Blessings,
Okay,
blessings.
bye bye.
All right.
Yes, Chris. It's a real Don Reed. He's Jamaican. He's a bank manager. He was raised by the late Honorable Louise Bennett. As a matter of fact, his mom had a relationship with a man who refused to take care of another man's child.
Yeah, I was hearing it. Yeah, why I tell you, some man are easy, Jamaican man. Why? I heard the story, and I was like, wow. What do I say? It's just like, and then some of the women, why? You're so desperate for a man that you are willing to give away your child. Why? I don't know. And the sad thing about it is that it is still happening today.
Of course, right here, no.
This story was what 40 odd years ago. But it's still happening today. Sadly.
Yeah,
men are telling women that I don't want you, and the women are willing to sacrifice their children. They're willing to give away their children for the man, and I could never understand that, Lady.
Yes.
I just can't fathom that at all.
It happens. 10 minutes to 7 o'clock. We are winding down. Would you like to call us? We are here. I end at 7 o'clock. 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. There is.
Yes, I want to say once again. I want to say hi to everybody listening in on my page. I see Mr. Maitland tuning in. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Patrick Maitland.
Hey,
Good to have
Patrick.
you on board.
Yeah.
China Chin Mila says sometimes life or situations either make or break us. Glad he was a successful. His was a successful one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Because you know, Faye asked him, how he was academically, and he admitted that, at one point it wasn't all that. I tell people when I went to high school, Lord Jesus, the first year was a mess. Mess. It was a mess. I learned nothing in the first year. The crossing over from primary school and so on was just not good for me. But, I catch up.
Yeah.
I catch up. I don't know about you.
I know you. I know you're a broadcaster, so
maybe you're always bright.
who me? Listen, me done from me born until today. So we never get the bright part. We never get the bright G's at all. So
no, when I first started,
I'm still catching up, Lady D.
Catching up. Would you believe?
Yes.
When I first started radio, I was co-hosting with my dear Naya, not here with us on the show anymore. And so I had a little quiz segment with them, and we were asking each other questions back and forth. And so they asked me a question, and for the life of me, I'm there saying, what is the answer? What is the answer? And I couldn't answer. So anyway, they gave me the answer, and I was giving them the story how in my first year of high school I struggled. Here Naya him turn and look at me. So geez, Lady D, so you did dance one time. I've not forgotten that thing. But we have to we have to create laughter moments to go through these times. There are people who, they were locked away. They're tired of being in their homes. They're depressed, suicidal tendencies, and all those things are just bombarding them a lot. And if they don't find people to talk to, and credible people, by the way, with experience and so on, they can really go to the extreme. Also, as we are wrapping up this afternoon, once again, it's keeping you in the know. I see here, Legend shows love for coffee. When Bigger Love, the 6th studio album by American R&B singer John Legend, is released on Friday, a Jamaican artist will be featured on the set. Huh. Yes, so Legend teams with Kofi on the single Don't Walk Away. It is among 5 collaborations on the 16-track album, which bears the Columbia Records imprint. Kofi is signed to the American label, which is owned by Sony Entertainment. Yes, bro. In an interview with the Jamaica Observer, Kofi said she was elated to be part of the project. Quote, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be featured on John Legend's album. He's an amazing artist whose music I am a big fan of. I'm looking forward to the release of the project, and I know everyone will love it. End quote. Other collaborators on the album are Janae Akil, Gary Clark Jr., Rhapsody, and Camper. This isn't the first time that Legend has collaborated with a Jamaican act. In 2008, Buju Banton was featured on the track Can Be My Lover, taken from Legend's certified gold-selling third album, Evolver. Can't Be My Lover was produced by another Jamaican, Florida-based Dwayne Super Dops Chinqui. Yes, sir. We're all over in people's stuff.
Yep.
That's what we do.
That's how we roll.
Mm-hmm. You have another.
I see Caribbean Vibes Radio saying hi on your page, Lady D. On your
on my Caribbean.
your YouTube page.
Hello, Caribbean
Vibes. I see Patricia Johnson on your page also. Hi, Patricia. How are you?
Okay. I'm just
Sister
saying,
Pat.
yes. I'm just saying hello to Caribbean Vibes Radio.
Yes.
Okay.
And
All right. So, we wanna. All right. So we just want to, acknowledge all those of you who spend the time to, listen to us when you get the chance, because we understand people are busy. There are other options available. Things are happening. And the market is so flooded now that, if somebody spends the time to watch your program, then we are grateful. Right, Chris?
oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I see Will Be Yvette saying, great show. Have a blessed evening, everyone. Thank you very much,
Yes.
Will Be Yvette, for
Right.
tuning in.
And you look nice in your blue shirt today, man.
I must say, you look nice in your red shirt, too. I see you sipping your water. You look nice in a red shirt. Is what's the occasion? Lady in red. I tell you, what, you're shocking out,
Guess
Lady
what?
D. Shocking out.
Guess what
I
happened?
tell you.
I'm a lady. In my working career, I've always worked in companies that had uniforms. So I'm a uniform buff, right? So I just shop that way. I just buy certain clothes to wear for work. So if at any time you all see like this same top popping up is my uniform.
Yeah. Is that
Good
what you're calling
evening,
it?
Lady D, and
Okay.
good evening, Chris. Just a quick hello. How are you both?
Is uniform is my uniform. Seriously, I just have a set of clothes that I rotate because I wear them for my uniform. In the summertime,
Okay.
I wear shirts and jeans.
All right. Okay.
Right. Hi, Pat.
Just a quick hello. Good evening to you both, Chris
Good
and
evening,
Lady
Pat.
D.
I was wondering
Yes,
if you're not going to call in, and I was
heard
about
the
to pick up the
shout out.
phone and call you.
Yes, I came on a little late, but I logged on early,
Right.
but I was in a
Better
class,
late than
so
never.
I was just so I just want to give you a quick shout out. Thank you. Okay, have a good evening, guys.
So, Pat,
All right,
Yes,
Pat.
you
yes,
need,
yes,
could you
yes.
please tell them to switch the evening for your class?
The class will finish.
Okay.
Yes,
the class
tell them to
will
hurry
finish.
up and finish it because you have something very important to do on Monday evening.
Yes, man. Oh yes. Class will finish by the end of the month.
And we miss you when you're not here, you know.
Right.
Oh, and I
Yes.
miss you guys too. I look forward to the topic. Yes. Okay.
All right.
All right. So,
All right,
good
thank
evening.
you.
I'll catch up with you guys again. Have a good evening now. Bye bye.
All right, take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you too now. Bye bye.
Chris, so we're winding down. 2 minutes to go.
Yes, 2 minutes to 7 o'clock. Once again, I want to say thanks to everybody who tuned in on Lincoln Radio and all the affiliates, and thanks to everyone who is listening into us on my page on Facebook. Thank you very much, Lady D.
Yes.
As always, it has been a pleasure, and I look forward to being with you next week, and we'll do it all over again. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful, and blessed evening.
And maybe we can do a segment about when we did dance one time.
But how that I go work, because I'm still done, so I don't know how that the part I go work.
I have to.
Now you're going to show up for me and I'll say you did done, but now you're bright. And then, yeah.
No.
But they have to go beat the book. They have to go beat the book in the meantime.
We have to go SWAT.
All right.
All right.
For pass the exam.
Take it easy, Chris. You'll be-
All right, Lady D, take care. All right, take care,
Bye.
listeners. Have a good evening.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh. Oh Lord, I tell you. Yeah, my sense of humor. But anyway, thank you, everyone. It's 7 o'clock. Thanks to Cooler Runnings, Jamaican restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx, and of course, Corey's Eats, 3762 Boston Road. We had a bit of laughter, had a little laughter. Who duns, who bright, and all of that funny stuff. And news, features, and of course, I featured someone important, Don Reed, in Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. Thank you so much for being with me this afternoon, and I am looking forward, God willing, to be back on Thursday to do it all over again. As always, thanks to 88.9. This is 104.5, 101.7 Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. A lot of love going out to you, you, and you. Mwah. As always, I'm out of here.